afternoon to everyone. It is currently 2 p.m. in the United States. I'm Coco, and at this hour, I will be reporting about a gun violence case that took place on December 15. Americans are no strangers to gun violence, as gun violence often happens in the United States. However, the tragedy shocked the United States with its bloodshed and violence. Next, let's move on to the detailed report. Yesterday, December 15, a 20-year-old gunman went on a killing spree at a gay bar in Orlando, killing 49 innocent people instantly and wounding more than 15 others. The gunman himself was shot and killed in the melee. Next, let our correspondent, Mrs. Tan, interview Mrs. Hu, an eyewitness at the scenes, to hear her views.
Okay, so Mrs. Hu, can you talk about what you saw at the scene?
Yeah, of course. In fact, I'm still scared right now. My friend and I walking down the road when suddenly there were no shots. We crawled down in fear and hidden as we saw countless people vertical escaping bar. I even saw a spray blood at the corner of the bar, and we didn't hear more after the gunfire stopped, and we went out to police town. After that, I saw top of that blood. Bodies, blood, and everything was mixed. Yeah, it's really a next level.
Oh, I'm so sad to hear this. Did this shooting affect you in any way?
Yeah, I was terrified to the point. I could only call my friend at that time. When I go home, I was not in good spirits. I kept panicking. I couldn't sleep, and that blood image always on my mind. I couldn't concentrate on doing anything because I was always afraid the same thing happened to me. It really affected my life a lot, especially mentally. The worst part was I couldn't continue my study. And the situation that occurred was traumatizing. So I decided to apply for time of school in order to process and heal from what had happened. However, if I had a choice, I would choose to never go self-treat.
After your experience, what do you think of the current gun violence in the United States?
Gun violence is rape everywhere right now. It's just too dangerous, but I don't know why and how they could be so violent. And I understand that we need to buy guns to protect ourselves, but this also contributes to gun violence. It's also circle that will continue repeating. It's too bad.
Thank you for sharing, Mrs. Hu. Let's go back to our reporter, Mrs. Coco.
Thank you, Mrs. Hu. So, as the interview said, gun violence is a huge disaster. Up to next, we have Mr. Ng to share on the philosophical perspective regarding gun violence.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mr. Ng, and I'll be sharing two philosophical perspectives, which is empiricism and rationalism. Rationalism tends to emphasize more on rational, legitimate, or logical reasons to justify the beliefs and claims related to knowledge. For example, in this case, people would think of possible logical reasonings behind the acts of violence. They would justify that the man who went on a killing spree shot due to poverty or mental health issues. On the other hand, empiricism is the true knowledge that a person primarily gains through his or her senses. Experiences and observations are taken into account to justify the beliefs and claims regarding knowledge. From the experiences and beliefs they have had previously, people would automatically think of the reasons for the said gun violence. For instance, if a person has seen previously on the news that a shooting was caused by the poor mental health of the gunman, they would then assume in future cases that the violence was caused by similar reasons.
Thank you, Mrs. Tan, for sharing. So, what do the specific gun violence statistics look like in the United States? Now, let us ask Mrs. Tan to introduce the specific data about gun violence in the United States.
Our research team has conducted research about the issue of gun violence in the United States, and the US experienced more than 600 mass shootings in 2022, nearly double the number recorded 4 years ago when there were 336. mass shooting, which are defined as incidents in which 4 or more people are shot, and were also a major contributor to gun violence. While mass shooting grabs new headlines, they account for a small percentage of more than 40,000 US gun deaths recorded in 2022, half were by suicide. The causes of gun violence in the US are complex and multifaceted, and addressing the issue requires a comprehensive approach that includes a combination of policy and community level solutions.
I see. What about how Americans feel about the US gun laws?
A survey about gun laws in the US was conducted and sent out to citizens in America, and according to the result, 57% of the sample size stated the gun laws should be made more stricter, and 32% say they should be kept as now, and 10% say it should be less strict, and the issue is extremely divisive, falling largely along party lines.
So, what are the reasons for gun violence? And are there any ways to reduce this issue?
Gun violence in the US can happen for various reasons, including easy access to firearms, mental health issues, and criminal behavior and gang activity. Some are caused by factory families, neighborhoods, and communities. For instance, parents may influence how guns could benefit an individual life by showing and teaching their children on the usage of guns. This may lead to children thinking how much it can affect their life and hence increasing the rate of gun violence, as some children may find it useful in getting what they seek for. And to reduce gun violence, the government should strengthen background checks for firearm purchases, enforce existing gun laws, and closing loopholes. In addition, regulating the manufacture, sale, and distribution of firearms should come into effect as well.
Thank you, Mrs. Tan, for sharing. It is important to note that while no single solution can completely eliminate gun violence, a combination of these approaches can help reduce its incidence and severity. Dennis A. Hennigan, an author, quotes that guns don't kill people, but people kill people. One of the most frequently used pro-gun arguments is that a gun is merely an object. It makes no conscious decisions. The US is still attempting to reduce gun violence, but sadly, this issue seems nowhere near to the end, and that's the bottom line.